We're grateful to have the Deputy Premier of New South Wales, Paul Toole, join us on Flow. Deputy Premier, you've been making some big announcements over the week in the Riverina, especially about future investment across regional New South Wales.
Yeah, look, that's right, and great to be on the program, and look, really exciting to be able to announce a first of its kind here in Australia. And this is the announcement of our Regional Investment Activation Strategy. Now, this is the first time that we've seen a investment strategy like this being rolled out anywhere in the country. And I want to make sure that New South Wales is leading the way. I want to make sure that New South Wales is the number one state when it comes to private sector investment. Now, this Regional Investment Activation Strategy is over the next 5 years, and we're expecting around $5 billion of private sector investment to occur in regional New South Wales, and it's also going to create around 15,000 jobs. So we know that we want to turbocharge, we want to transform the regions, and we want to make sure that we're in the box seat to be able to do that.
Now, it does seem to me, with what the government's doing here and across the board and other initiatives I've seen, is it really sort of trying to address the question when someone's thinking, I want to invest in New South Wales, I want to expand my business, you want people to think, well, could you do it in a region rather than maybe in a metropolitan centre?
Well, what I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing a lot of private sector investors wanting to actually relocate, or they want to invest in regional New South Wales. And we're seeing a real resurgence when it comes to advanced manufacturing. And we're seeing some of those industries around defence, around renewables, and even around agribusiness, being created right here in our very own backyard. But I want to make sure that we're leading the way. And we've not only got businesses from other states wanting to relocate, I've got global businesses around the world that want to invest here in this country. And I want to make sure that we're taking the opportunity to see that investment right here in New South Wales. Now, off the back of this, we've also got $110 million to actually leverage those businesses here into the state. So that's going to give them the support that they also may need just to get them over the line. That might go towards some enabling infrastructure, but most importantly, the private sector is going to be putting their hands in their pocket, making the investment in regional New South Wales, and we're creating the jobs of the future. So this is my kids and their kids' kids who are going to ensure that they have highly paid, highly skilled jobs well and truly into the future.
Well, the area of Wagga Wagga and the Riverina has certainly been rapidly growing, and the house prices have been going up as well. You've chosen to make that announcement in the area. Has there been a specific element that's relevant to the Riverina audience?
Yeah, look, absolutely. And I think we, very significant to also come down to Wagga Wagga and make the announcement because they've got a special activation precinct. And as part of that special activation precinct, they've been able to ensure that they're getting $158 million investment from the state government. Now, we're working with council. We've also had some federal government money that's been put in. But that $158 million from the state government is actually putting in the enabling infrastructure. So what we're doing is on the parcel of land now, we're actually building the roads, we're putting the power in, we're putting the sewage. And once all of that is done, we'll start to see businesses and industry relocating and actually setting up in Wagga. And this is exciting for the future of this area.
And an important investment as well where the broader region has been impacted by flooding. An important message to share that really the flooding is temporary. The region is well and truly resilient and going to be economically strong into the future.
Yeah, look, country people are resilient. And, I know that we've had a lot, time after time. It is difficult. It is very tiresome as well. But we do find that there's a very strong community spirit. We know that in some parts of the state where we've seen flooding, especially down here in the Riverina area. And I've seen communities that have actually helped one another when it comes to sandbagging. And this is about protecting people's property. This is about protecting people's livelihoods. And, importantly, we know that we're still going to see wet weather until the end of the year. And we know that our river systems are full. We know our riverines, are full. It's not going to take much rainfall to see some additional flooding. But, we've got to make sure that we're as best prepared as we can. And, whilst it is going to be a tough number of months as we go forward, rest assured that the state government is going to continue to be there with our community, helping them to actually rebuild and certainly to come back better.
And first, lastly, just farmers have been significantly affected on the cropping sector, especially when it comes to recent flooding. Is there some support or initiatives to just help them out in the short term?
Yeah, there's a number of programs that will be available, and obviously we're speaking with the Commonwealth Government about support there as well. So we've got primary producer grants. They've been assisting those in the northern part of the states, in the northern part of the New South Wales. But we also want to make sure that the farming sector is also supported down here in the southern part that has also been impacted by recent rainfall. And there's nothing more heartbreaking. I've been to a lot of farms out here over the past few days. There's water lying everywhere. They're probably not going to be able to get their machinery onto the paddocks to be able to harvest, and they were probably looking at a bumper harvest. And you've got some of those, fields at the moment that are starting to rot as well from the ground up. We've got crops that are starting to fall over. So, pretty difficult and tough time there for those in the farming sector. But, we have got support there for them, and certainly there'll be more announced in the coming days.
Well, Deputy Premier of New South Wales and National Party leader Paul Toole, thanks so much for joining us today on Flow.
Yeah, my pleasure. Great to be here.